everyone, and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be doing an unboxing. Now I have already gone ahead and checked them all out because otherwise the video would be nothing more than me shrieking excitement at new plants, which is nothing new. So in this order I got a bunch of Conophytum. There's 8 different types. Some of them are, well, actually they're all super special, but some of them in particular are very nice, and they've been on my wish list for a while. So it's probably around a year ago now that I decided to diversify my collection a little bit, and that was branching out into lithops, which of course has already been quite a number of videos on those already, and then the second one is Conophytum. Okay, so let's talk soil mix for Conophytum. Now, in all honesty, my experience with growing Conophytum is somewhat limited, but in this mix it's pretty much a licorice all sorts. There is so much different ingredients in here. Do you need such a huge, diverse range of ingredients? Probably not. The main thing that you want to consider for Conophytum is the drainage. They need very good drainage. Now, they are winter growers, which is probably one of the main reasons why I started venturing into them, is because for cactus in winter, there's nothing to do, and I'm left with this big void in my life every year, and I never get used to it. So that's it here. It's very coarse. I don't really think that this mix is going to hold very much water at all, but I found that this is the kind of mix that works best for me in my climate. So you would need to adjust this to suit your climate. However, I think off the top of my head, I really can't see how this mix wouldn't be suitable for a broad range of different environments. Perhaps if you lived in a tropical area which has high humidity, then you might want something with even less organic matter, but I would say, this is just because I eyeball it, this is probably a 90-10, even a 95-5 mix in flavor. No, it doesn't taste nice. In favor of gravel. So this is what I use, and this is what I find to be the best for them. Oh, they're so cute. So I think that certain Conophytum, certain ones I think look like jelly beans. And then there's another one in here. You no doubt will have seen them if you're a plant person. The ones with the little mouths, they have to be my favorite, or maybe not, but one of my favorites. I don't like to have favorites. You're not supposed to have favorites. So here they are. I've got, how many? Oh, this one has a baby. See, I already opened them and looked at them all, and I'm still carrying on, but I don't really care. This is my happy time. I love plants. This one has a little baby. So this is what they look like. Reasonable root system. And I really I would very much like to water them straight away, but I won't be doing that because it's not advisable. You're going to let them settle a little bit. Now, the other thing that I do whenever I buy plants, which I don't buy a lot of plants, I would say that probably 90% of what I grow now is all by seed. Mostly a lot from what I produce myself, but also the seeds that I buy. This is the Neo-helly. This is the one that I was really it was kind of embarrassing how excited I got about them, actually. But they are so fantastic. They are so fantastic. Absolutely adore them. Little bumps. They're kind of like a similar shape to a lithops, but they're much smaller. So I'm going to unwrap all of these, and then we're going to go back and have a closer look at them. So go back about 3 thoughts ago now. Whenever I buy plants, the other thing that I'm looking at as well is what soil mix are people growing in. Now, you don't get a lot because usually the roots are quite cleaned off, but you can see little traces. So what I can see here is that these were growing in a mix that had quite a lot of perlite in it. These particular plants come from an area within Australia that's got a climate very different to my own. These come from up north more, and the further north you go in Australia, the warmer it gets. If you go north enough, it will also get humid as well and become tropical conditions. I'm down in the south, so it's Not anywhere near as warm as that. I'm guessing that the high perlite content would be to help combat humidity and also improve the drainage. These are absolutely adorable. There's a minutum, I think they are. Absolutely adorable little things they are. They're so cute. And then we've got Ectipium. I wonder if these are the little mouth ones? No, these are these ones. Love these. These have got really cool textured tops. I think these are in the process of changing leaves. I don't know if they're actually leaves, but anyways, that's there. I want to find the little mouth ones. They're probably my favourite. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, no. That's these ones. They've got a nice purple on them, which is super cute. I only have, I think, 1, 2, 3 other Conophytum in the collection. So this is quite a jump. I bought multiples of each one. These weren't very expensive at all. Ah, I found them. These are the ones with the little mouths. Absolutely adorable. So cute. I think they're fantastic. I've seen ones that have little like pink lips. They're incredible as well. The only Conophytum that I'm not a huge fan of is I think it's Bilobum types. They look like a bunny ear. I'm not such a fan of those. That'll probably change though. These ones here remind me of like little limes or something. Absolutely adorable. And then, look, keep the labels with them because I'm hopeless at identifying actually any plants, even cactus. I'm not very good at. Mostly because I don't really care what a plant is called. If I like the look of it, I don't care whether it's a Conophytum or it's a cactus. It makes no difference to me. These are the ones. You can't tell me that doesn't look like a jelly bean. Have a look. So cute. I don't know if patting them is good for them, but I do it anyways. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pot all of these up and then check back with you once they're done. Alrighty guys, so all potted up as you can see. Don't worry, we're going to zoom in and have a proper look. Now you might notice that on quite a few of them I planted a little bit higher up than I might normally. The reason for that is that what I find is that Conophytums, Lithops, that sort of grouping of plants, they will actually self-adjust, but I think they're better at self-adjusting by pulling lower than, erupting out of the soil. So I plant them up a little bit higher. Then what will happen is once they change their leaves or their body, I don't know whether these are considered true leaves, when they change, what they'll do is they'll automatically go to the height that they're most comfortable and happy at. So I plant a little bit higher. Also, on a couple of them, not many, I think maybe 1 or 2, there's actually some splits. Now the splits, they're easy enough plants to split. You water them a little bit too much and they're going to split. But what I want for that broken area, and whilst it is dried and calloused, I would much prefer that to be out of the soil, just to prevent any goobies or nasties getting inside the plant. I think it's unlikely, but it's a very small extra step to have that extra layer of protection. So here they all are. I think they're absolutely terrific plants, so pretty. and just so unique as well. They follow a similar growth cycle to Lithops, and that being that this body here will split open, and then the new one will come out of it, which I just think is a fantastic growth cycle. It's certainly very interesting. And as I mentioned at the start of the video, they grow during winter, so it gives me something to do during winter. Although even in the growing season, you really only water these about every 2 weeks or so. I don't really have, I don't think I have enough experience at this point in time to be able to provide growing advice. The growing advice that I would be able to provide would probably be just the generic stuff, and that is well-draining mix, infrequent watering. They do like bright light, and from a few different sources that I've read, come summertime they're going to want a little bit of protection from the harsh sun. That's not a problem for me because I already put up an extra layer of shade cloth in the summertime because the Australian sun is very intense, very bright, and it will burn a lot of plants, even the cactus. So I put up an extra layer at the peak of summer just so they can have a little bit of protection. I do baby my plants, but you know, they're like my babies, so I got to look after them. But yeah, so these are it here, 8 different varieties, and I bought multiples of each. I will be adding more Conophytum in the near future, and also Lithops. I've planted a lot of Lithops seed and also a lot of Conophytum seed. I haven't had as much luck with the Conophytum seeds. I'm really sort of struggling to keep them happy. I've lost a few, but I've had good germination rates from most of the places that I've purchased from, which is I think 2 or 3 places that I bought the seeds from. Mostly very good germination rates, a couple not so much. But it's very much a learning curve for me, and it's all about trial and error. I think that's one of the best ways to learn. You can read things online and you can follow other people's advice, but each person that grows plants is going to have a different microclimate that they're growing the plants in. And microclimates is something that I'll be talking about in a future video, because I think it's one, it's a fascinating topic, but 2, it can also be the difference between success and failure, is being able to recognize microclimates and then use them to your advantage. Little bit of a sneak peek. I've got a couple of grow tents, so indoor setups. So I did that as well to help combat the winter blues. And I've noticed that even within the grow tent, which is a very small tent, it's about that wide by about that, even within that little space there are still microclimates within what is essentially a microclimate. So very interesting topic, which we'll cover off later on. But enough waffling, let's zoom in, have a look at the stars of the show. I'm super happy with these guys. I can't wait to water them, and also for when they do their leaf change. So they refresh and look fantastic. You might have seen a post I did on Instagram about Lithops, and they're all starting to change now at this time of year. When I'm filming this, it's the end of July, nearly August. So the Lithops are starting to change leaves, which is probably going to be the opposite for, I'm in the Southern Hemisphere, for my Northern Hemisphere viewers. But I think it's fantastic that they'll just battle throughout the year, and then at the end of the year they go, you know what, it's time for a change. They shed off the old leaves, and then the new ones come through, and they just start again, which I think is fantastic philosophy. So I'm adopting it, and every year I'm just going to shake off the blues of the previous year and start afresh. So yeah, I thought that was a good little philosophy and a good little takeaway from the plants. All right, everyone, thanks for watching, and as always, happy gardening. Bye. Thank you.